What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy, Big Metroid Fan 12, coming to you with another video game review. And in this review, I'm going to talk about the game WWF Raw, which was released on the Super Nintendo, Nintendo Game Boy, Sega Genesis, Sega 32X, and Sega Game Gear by Acclaim Entertainment. And it is a sequel to the game WWF Royal Rumble, and I think it was released on the consoles that I mentioned. You know what I'm saying? And this game pretty much has pretty much all of these. I say it's superstars that you remember in WWF, now WWE, between 1992 and 1996. You know, and it has some of the have some game modes in it. So I'll say a couple of them, or two or three, I should say, are exclusive to the home console version, which of course, the handheld versions don't have. Now the modes that all of them do have are the single modes, single matches, tag team matches, and the Survivor Series. Now with the single matches and tag team matches, they have one fall, brawl, and tournament, while the Survivor Series has the brawl and one fall. Now the one fall is pretty much this one match where you, where it's like I say, it's either one-on-one tag team or Survivor Series, where you just take part in one match and try to win it. You know what I'm saying? And brawl is pretty much a no holds barred match, you know what I'm saying, that type of deal, but there's no like weapons involved in it or anything like that. I would say like the tournament is pretty much like a if you're playing it under the single match, it's practically at an 8-man single elimination bracket, where I think the tag team matches is a 14 elimination bracket, you know what I'm saying? Whoever wins, it's the winner. You know what I'm saying? I don't know whether or not there's any championships involved in them. You know what I'm saying? But the Survivor Series match is the one that don't have the tournament mode at all, since it's a traditional Survivor Series format. So it's pretty much unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? Now the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis version, and 32X versions all have the Tornado Tag match, the Royal Rumble match, and the Raw and Endurance match. And pretty much, and these are the three type of matches that the Game Gear and Game Boy versions don't have. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much due to the limitations of the Game Gear and the Game Boy. You know what I'm saying? Now, the rosters for WWF Raw are different in the different versions, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, with the Super Nintendo 32X and Genesis version, um, they have Bret Hart, Undertaker, Yokozuna, Bam Bam Bigelow, Razor Ramon, Lex Luger, Doink the Clown, Shawn Michaels, the 1 2 3 Kid, later to be known as X Pac, uh, Diesel, Owen Hart, and Luna Vachon. I think she's the first woman to be in the WWF game. You know what I'm saying? Plus, Quang is in the 32X version, but you need the cheat code to unlock them. You know what I'm saying? Now the Game Gear version has Bret Hart, Yokozuna, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, Lex Luger, and Diesel. Um, the Game Boy version has those same superstars too, but the Game Gear version pretty much has Macho Man, Randy Savage, and Crush as an exclusive. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much all of the wrestlers pretty much can perform their own finisher moves. You know what I'm saying? For example, Bret Hart and Owen Hart can do the sharpshooter. Macho Man Randy Savage can do the elbow drop from the top rope and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Now the graphics and design for WWF Raw are okay, but they haven't aged well. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the Game Boy version. You know what I'm saying? And the color palette are mediocre at best. You know what I'm saying? But the Game Boy version is the worst. You know what I'm saying? You know, and the graphics and design pretty much suffered because of it. You know what I'm saying? Due to the lack of a color palette. You know what I'm saying? Now the controls and gameplay are honestly frustrating in my opinion when you lock up with a particular wrestler that you're up against. It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to try to pull off a move, whether you're talking about a suplex or a scoop slam most of the time. And if you can't get up, they'll just straight up punish you. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the difficulty; it's just the gameplay. It's just so frustrating. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about the soundtrack is it's just not good at all. And in fact, it's pretty much the worst part of the game, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So best thing to do is turn down the volume. Turn down the volume. You know. Now, honestly, I don't get why all the different versions have different rosters when it comes to like the home console versions. Uh, to me, the fact that you have to unlock Quang in the 32X version is kind of necessary, and it should have been included in the Super Nintendo and the Genesis versions. You know, now the, the handheld versions are more understandable as to why they don't have as many superstars on the roster as the home console versions due to their limitations. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with some of the modes that's excluded from the handheld versions. You know, the Tornado Tag, Royal Rumble, and Raw Endurance. It made sense for them to not include those matches in some of the superstars due to the fact of the limitations, like I said, of the Game Boy and the Game Gear. Now, I'll be honest enough to say that WWF Raw for these different consoles that I mentioned, you know, Super Nintendo, Game Boy, 32X, Genesis, and Game Gear, are not good, especially the Game Boy version. I'll be honest enough to say that you're better off playing a WWF game or WWE game on, like, say, like the PlayStation 2, GameCube, Nintendo 64, or PlayStation 1, you know what I'm saying? As far as the score, I definitely give WWF Raw a 4 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, you can sound off about WWF Raw. You know what I'm saying? Whether you think that the Game Boy version is the worst version or the 32X or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? If you like, whether or not you like the finishing moves that's in the game or not, you know what I'm saying? Whatever aspect of the game you want to talk about, just sound off. If you like this video, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button. This is your boy Big Metro Fan 12 signing off.